first trailer we want to talk about is for The Order. And The Order is a movie I hadn't heard of until this trailer came out, but it's directed by Justin Kurzel, who's done Assassin's Creed and Macbeth, written by Zack Balan, who wrote Gran Turismo, the new Bob Marley biopic, and The Crow. And it stars Jude Law, Nicholas Holt, and Ty Sheridan. But this is a movie about, it follows Jude Law, who's an FBI agent, and he notices there's these bank robberies and going on around town. And
it's like in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Set in the 80s. And it seems like more and more there's this evidence of a white supremacist group that is pretty prevalent. And he starts to make the connection that these people are behind these robberies and that they're up to something a lot more sinister than bank robberies. And yeah, I don't know. It's a really well directed trailer. Just like Nicholas Holt is just in great movies these days, apparently. But yeah, Nicholas Holt seems to be playing the main like antagonist of this white supremacist group. And the trailer was really good. It was it just gave you all the feels of a crime mystery. And I don't know what you thought, but
this is based on a true story. I believe it's based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess the white supremacist group is called The Order. That's what they go by.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm just watching this trailer, I'm like, man, this looks incredible.
It does.
This looks extremely exciting, and I can't wait to watch it. I think Jude Law and Nicholas Holt both are giving great performances just from what I can see. But it is interesting that the director is the same director for Assassin's Creed and Macbeth, which
Jude Law.
No, I know,
right?
No, but I'm saying like Assassin's Creed did not do very well.
No, it didn't.
I think Macbeth did fine. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. Hopefully, like this director was like, yeah, Assassin's Creed, there was a lot of problems, and I'm hopefully this is like a triumphant return to making movies, and it's great. Hopefully, and I really like Gran Turismo. Or wait, is that the movie with David Harbour that just came out? Was that what that was?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Sorry. I was thinking of that Clint Eastwood movie about the car. I forget what it was called.
Gran Torino.
Gran Torino.
That is a great movie. Yeah.
So I did not see the new Crow. I did not see the Bob Marley. I did not see Gran Turismo, though I did hear good things about Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I didn't hear good things about the Crow at all. But yeah.
So I don't like. I'm nervous that this is like this looks great, and then you watch the movie and it's not. But I mean, it looks exciting. It looks intense. It looks really, it looks exciting.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the tension throughout this trailer. Like, I think it's going to be a really great, I'm surprised. It looks like they're showing a lot of like the orders side of things. And I think we're going to get this this two sides like coming together and basically the tension explodes at one point. But yeah, I don't know. It really does look like a great throwback to 80s dark crime mysteries, thrillers. And we're going up against somebody that everyone can hate, so that's great. Yeah. Everyone should hate them. Everyone should hate them.
Everybody should. Everybody should.
Right.
But I did like your point going into the order side of things. This wasn't you are gonna see a lot of that. Yeah. Which is I do think it's interesting. Not interesting.
I don't think I would have expected that.
Yeah, but I think it's important to show, and the FBI in the trailer were walking you through like, this is how they get you in, and this is the next step, and this is the next step, and this is how they radicalize their followers. And I thought that was a really great way to understand how it happens. Like, I think it's showing how to, like, because when you think of these groups, you're like, how could somebody, and like, it's the same thing with like cults, kind of, where I think it's important to show how it happens, the methodology, because then,
it can really happen to anyone. Like, anybody can be suckered into these cults, I feel like.
Yeah. And then also to show with, like, I think like right from the get-go, you're immediately conditioned, and should rightfully so, to be like, there's nothing redeeming about any of those people.
No.
Which I don't know if they're going to try to give more nuanced takes on them.
They might. I have a theory about that. Yeah, go on.
Because like, I think it would be so easy, and so it would be easy to just be like, bad guys, nothing else to them but bad guys,
for sure,
instead of showing that even though
like there might be good people within this organization who like are, well, I'm just saying, who don't fully believe, who have been like suckered into this, don't want to follow, right,
potentially, or just like we see in a lot of TV and like I don't want to say anti-heroes, but like darker, like when you think of like Walter White, and you think of like Tony Soprano, and all of these like darker characters and shades of gray, like, I think it's more human to show that these people, although very terrible ideas that they're behind and that they believe in, you still can understand them. Like, they're not just the...
I think that's going to be challenging for white supremacists, but
I know. I'm just saying, like, it feels like the movie is like,
it's trying to lean towards that,
as like actual people.
I think what could also be the case is that, there's this really good line in the trailer where the leader is talking to the FBI agent and is like, oh, I'm sure you know all about cults, being that you work for the FBI. And I'm like, I wonder if they're going to show maybe like a darker side of like a federal agency and federal, like the FBI, and show maybe how there are similarities in a cult and with the FBI. I don't know. Maybe they go that route, and maybe they show, or maybe they go your route and show like a more lighthearted.
Yeah. I don't know. A lighthearted.
Not, you know what I mean? But not that everything is like black and white, right?
Yeah. And like, I have no, like disillusionment of like that. I think the FBI is like completely just like good, and like I think like, yes, showing those shades of gray is important. I also would wonder, like, because I was reading articles earlier this year about the times that we live in now regarding white supremacist groups and the FBI, and how there's the weaponization to say that the FBI is, corrupt, and a lot of that comes from and wanting to shut it down and abolish it. It comes from people who are in support of white supremacy. And I'd be curious to know, like, because we talked about earlier that like the term domestic terrorism was brought up, like, I guess like it was an actual made definition by the Bureau in like 2001 after 9/11, that this is in the 80s. So like, I'd be curious to know like how much of today's ideas, like the weaponization and trying to say like the FBI should be taken down, and relating to, like, I don't know how much of like current day and like more modern ideas are.
I think it would be very smart to speak to that current day theme. I think that would make it even better, to be honest.
I think that's what it is going
That's what
to
it feels
do.
like. Yeah.
But I'd be curious to know if there was stuff, if that was actually what was happening back then as well.
Right.
You know, where like this leader of that cult was like, well, you're in a fucking cult.
Right. Yeah.
I'm in a cult. You're in a fucking cult.
We're not very different, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think it'll be a really exciting one. I think it's got some strong themes. But that one releases in a couple months on December 6th. So get ready for that. Some great actors, some great directing, great story, it looks like. So I will hopefully be there for it.